News of Justice Stephen Breyer's planned retirement comes as voting rights across the country are being debated, arguments that will likely come before the Supreme Court. Therefore, this appointment could actually end up being the most important decision made by President Biden, who has promised to nominate a black woman.
We talked about the Supreme Court. I'm looking forward to making sure there's a black woman on the Supreme Court to make sure we, in fact, get every representation. Not a joke. Not a joke. I pushed very hard for that.
Joining me now is April Rain. She's the co-founder of Sista SCOTUS, an organization working to confirm the first black woman on the U.S. Supreme Court. April, thank you so much for joining me today. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said the president stands by that promise to nominate a black woman. And your organization's been fighting for this. Historically, the majority of justices on the Supreme Court have been white men. So what would a black woman's nomination mean to you?
Sure. Thank you for having me on today, Laverne. I think first and foremost, we need representation on the Supreme Court. That's incredibly important, not just for adults, but also for children. You know, we know how important it is when children were able to see President Barack Obama as the first black president and Vice President Kamala Harris as the first black and first female vice president, right? And so it would be equally important with respect to representation to see the first black woman on the Supreme Court. What we know is that kids can't be what they don't see. And so this isn't just for us more senior folks, but also for kids throughout the land to understand how important it is to have representation and the very highest court of the land.
Yeah, so the last time you joined making the case, you said, quote, I'm quoting you here, black people are fighting for our lives, end quote. That was in June you said that. How important is this for the country, and why would this nomination be a big deal?
Yeah, I think that it's incredibly important because we know there are unbelievably important cases that are coming before the Supreme Court, cases about voting rights, right? Cases about education, cases about disenfranchised populations. And the court has issued decisions about laws that have denied equal protection under the law, such as those excluding women and people of color from voting, Jim Crow laws across the South, marriage inequality, reproductive choices, discrimination in housing, employment, lending, and educational opportunities. So the Supreme Court would benefit from having a black woman justice sharing her point of view in deliberation with colleagues to foster a more complete awareness of the variety of litigants and communities future rulings may impact disproportionately.
So, April, I'm not sure how much you or your organization has been able to talk or deal with the administration about this issue, but I do want to go over some of President Biden's potential nominees because you have a list of your own. We've got Judge KETANJI Brown Jackson, who's one of the names on your organization's short list of possible nominees. What can you tell us about her, and what can you make of the potential list so far?
Sure. Well, Judge KETANJI Brown Jackson has served as a federal district court judge since, 2013, and was even on former President Barack Obama's Supreme Court shortlist in 2016. She has also practiced in law firms big and small, and served as vice chairman of the U.S. Sentencing Commission at a time when the commission was working to reduce the harsh penalties associated with crack cocaine. Importantly, she has also been a public defender representing indigent defendants. Unlike many of our current federal judges, this means that she has firsthand experience defending Black and Brown people in a system that we know can be disproportionately unjust and unfair to our communities. So we believe that Judge KETANJI Brown Jackson would be a wonderful addition to the Supreme Court. But as you mentioned, there are dozens of other Black women who are eminently qualified to serve.
Which is exciting in itself. Let's point out Jackson's age. She is 51, which is still young for the court, whose average age is 83. But if you look at California Supreme Court Justice Leandra Kruger, she's 45, which is 4 years younger than the conservatives' youngest, who's Amy Coney Barrett. She's 49. How important is age here?
Well, we definitely don't want to be ageist. But what we know is that the Supreme Court is a lifetime appointment. So the longer that someone can be on the court and share their views, especially if they are diverse and inclusive views, the better it is. I'm sure that President Biden is not going to choose someone solely because of gender or solely because of race or solely because of age. But that is one of many factors that he is going to build into his decision with respect to who to nominate.
So is there anyone not on the list that you think should be there? I know Anita Hill's name has been floating around for years. Your thoughts?
And wouldn't that be wonderful to have Hill serve on the same court as Justice Clarence Thomas? That would be wonderful. We don't want to second guess President Biden. We believe that he's going to come out with a list very soon, and then we will be there to support his nominee.
And how has you or your organization been able to influence the president's list?
Sure. I won't say that we influence his list. What we are doing at Sista SCOTUS and sistascotus.org is creating a groundswell of support, right? And we have been at this for over a year and a half, talking about the need for a Black woman on the Supreme Court to fulfill then candidate Biden's promise during the campaign, right? So it's incredibly important. And we are here to say there's a petition at sistascotus.org that everybody can sign to say, yes, we agree with you, President Biden, and we are also going to hold you accountable to your campaign promise. And we would love to see you nominate and then for the Senate to confirm the first Black woman Supreme Court justice.
So let's talk about the need for speed, because Senate Majority Leader, excuse me, I apologize. Chuck Schumer said the Senate will confirm Biden's pick, quote, with all deliberate speed. So how quickly do you see a confirmation being made?
Well, we'll see. We never can tell. Justice Barrett, Amy Coney Barrett, was confirmed in about 45 days or so. And so it would be great. This would be a wonderful feather in President Biden's
29,
cap
actually.
to have. It's even shorter. See, and so it would be a wonderful feather in President Biden's cap to have this confirmation sail through the Senate so that he could have someone in place by the midterms, for example. But we always have concerns about Senator McConnell and what he may do to block nominations as he's done in the past. And that's why it is so imperative for Americans like you and me to get on sistascotus.org and sign that petition so that we can provide President Biden with the support that he needs from American citizens saying, yes, this is what we want you to do. Please fulfill your campaign promise to nominate a Black woman to the Supreme Court of the United States.
Do you have a plan if they do try to block, if the Republicans try to make this difficult?
Well, we are going to be working with other advocacy organizations as we have been. We've definitely heard from several advocacy organizations today, as you can imagine, who want to join with us. And we think that this is a nonpartisan issue. This is absolutely an issue that will affect all American citizens, and everyone has a stake in who the next nominee and who the next justice is going to be. So we look forward to working with other organizations who have the same interests as we do to support President Biden in this process. And we expect that, as the war chest continues to fill, that we will be able to do several different things in a way that we can support President Biden and make sure that the American public is completely aware of this. We know that there's a lot going on right now with the pandemic, with the economy and so on. But this issue is just as important as all the others and will affect us for generations to come.
Yeah, this is huge. She's the co-founder of Sista SCOTUS, an organization working to confirm the first Black woman on the U.S. Supreme Court, April Reign. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.